FreeMMOStation.com.
Hello, this is Dalen75 Games. You are watching the first look at Dethroned. Dethroned is a MOBA slash tower defense slash real-time strategy game. It's out for the PC and Mac on Steam. The developer is Treehouse Limited, which has previously made 4 other mobile games, including Nico 2 and Brittany Dudson. Nothing of note that I'm aware of. The early access release is February 28th, 2014, which, as of this first look video, it's still under development. When the game is done, you can pay for new heroes and tokens with real-life money starting at around $2. On the store page, the company states, Dethroned is still under development and somewhat rough around the edges here and there. However, we continue to improve the game on a regular basis with new features, content updates, and bug fixes. You can help us play the game and tell us what you think. We will be making frequent balance and gameplay updates based on community feedback and suggestions. Currently we have the core gameplay with a variety of heroes done, other big features coming out next, not necessarily in this order, are new heroes, new maps, a lightweight quest system, and cosmetic add-ons for heroes, think hats. In addition, we will be polishing the game itself, creating new items, and generally balancing things for a better game experience. You can play Dethroned right now for free. We also offer a special early access pack for a limited time that unlocks all current heroes plus all the paid future content, including all the heroes that we will ever add. Right now you can buy a future heroes supporter pack for just $9.99, and that unlocks all the existing plus future heroes, 1,500 tokens, and a 25% token boost for 7 days. It also comes with something called a duck alarm, and all this is only available while the game is in early access. Right now what you're seeing is me playing against the AI, just kind of learning the game. And so, I mean, the tower defense part, you can basically start building it right away. You need the gold to do that. You start off with several hundred gold, and each of these little signs, the wooden signs you see down there, is where you can build the tower. From the tower you can either have soldiers spawn, which are either in defense mode or just automatically go in the offense. And the way to win the game is to whittle down the enemy's score, which is in the very top. And once they get to 0, obviously you won. Matches can be as quick as a few minutes or much longer if a stalemate occurs, like when players know what they're doing. And tokens that you get from matches allow you to purchase items that can help you out in the matches. See, if you look in the very left side of the screen, you'll see 4 items that I've purchased with tokens. And they allow you to be more powerful, gain more mana, do more damage, move faster, more hit points, that kind of thing. And each item has a certain level that they become active at. So your character does level up in the game. I'm not sure what the top level is. Your hero per match. Of course, you also have your own experience level outside of the matches. Matches 1 take you up in ranking, and if you lose a match, you can potentially lose your current rank, of which should make the next match a little bit easier on you. You can fight against the computer or against other players, though you gain a lot more experience and tokens when playing against real people rather than the AI. The game is quirky in all that the heroes basically are extremely cartoonish, of the likes of Elmer Fudd, or are some type of mystical animal like a beaver, bear, or fae. Personally, of what I've played, I actually like the bear, although they don't really give you too much choice, because you only start out with a bear, and then I moved up to this hunter guy. Alright, so one of the things that you can do with your tokens, in fact it's the only thing, I don't know what diamonds are, you go to the shop and you can actually buy items to help you out in the game. And you sure you want to buy them, of course. As far as I know, you can't pay real life money for this part. You cannot buy tokens, but I'm pretty sure that'll change in the future. So you hold down left mouse button and kind of cut it up. So bat leather boots, get level 1. So that's the level when you start at you get to use these right away as long as you have it set up for your hero. So what do I get here? Unyielding Prism. Oh, plus 50 mana, hit points, and plus 2 mana regen. Actually, that'd be very... but it's level 4. So it'll take a little while to get to that. Let's see. Tolerable Malachite Pearl. Plus 150 hit points. So it's a ring you can start off with, use right away. And a rank, or sorry, a level 4 Cape of Consequence. Damage plus 10, minus 75. That's actually helpful, but I don't know if I'd want to use that. I mean, if you paired that with something that gave you, say, this, actually, might not be so bad, because you would only be down 25 hit points, you'd have mana regen, more mana, and you do 10 more damage. That's not bad combination. You can also pair it with this one as well and get a heck of a lot more hit points. So, interesting. Speed 5, yeah, going a little bit faster than the guys you're fighting, that could help as well. So, let's decide what I want to do here. See, mana regen, I don't get that till 2. Let's get rid of the other one. And let's put in... where is that? See, it doesn't say the stats now, but... well, these are the chalices, so that's out. And was the pearl not? Yeah, that's the hit points. Cape of Consequence. This one I do want. Wood. Gain health when... does that actually mean anything? Iron. Is this water? I think so. Or is that wind? I can't tell. This looks like iron to me. Chance of armor buff when taking damage. So these look like extra bonuses you get for using these items, actually. So I'm not sure, maybe sight range. So I was actually being able to see further. Vicious Whip. I think I'll leave that, plus 5 damage. Let's take this off. Tolerable Malachite, so 150 more hit points. So I get my mana regen, plus 2 at 4. You know, it's a little hard to get them. The mana regen, I mean, you're always wanting mana because it's your abilities. But yeah, we'll see how that works out for my next game. So here you can see that I joined a match with 4 players. And actually turned out to be a lot more challenging than I thought. Like at this point I had played 3 other players one-on-one, and it obviously I kicked their butts. They all they surrendered on me, and this one I lost, and I was hoping to lose. It wasn't we weren't completely wiped. It was just, it went on for almost 20 minutes, and I didn't really know what the heck I was doing too much. Like when I'm cooperating with another person, they were the ones that were able to build everything, while I did what? Just scout around the map. And see, like you try to take hold of these little places of power, like the blue flame coming up, and that adds to your actually no, what that does is it takes away the enemy's score if you have 1 or more active for your team than they do. So if there's 4 of them and they have 2 active and you have 2 active, then no point change will happen. What happens is then the real way to kill your enemy is to get your little soldiers from your towers to go, and once they make contact with the enemy home base, then that goes down by a good number of points, and that's essentially how you win the game. You kind of try to overwhelm the other side. You can win just by activating those towers, but that's a long game. It's just easier to have your soldiers advance on the enemy base. So my opinion on the game, well, let's start with the negatives. As soon as you start up the game, in the main menu, you get spammed with ranked game requests, and that's not really good, especially when you're just trying to figure out what the heck you're doing. There's really no character creation. You pick one of the heroes and you go for it. You see what abilities they have. There's not really much there. There's no stats that you can choose. Basically, what you kind of level them up in each match. So yeah, it's just kind of how the game is with that. There's no character levels outside of it. It's just you have your own experience level, and that allows you to unlock heroes and maybe in the future items. At times the controls feel unresponsive, but that could just be the fact that I just need to get used to it. The graphics, now, this would probably be the biggest detractor of the game for most people. On the developer's website, it actually states a future retro low-poly look as part of the features. As one of the listed features that's on there. Okay, so anyway, something the game is currently without, but sort of has to put in. As you can see here, I mean, there's no ability to chat with each other. After playing this 4-person arena match, and while still learning how to play, including this hunter character, which I ended up not really liking. I prefer the bear myself. I felt this feature is really missing, because how do you know what the other guy in my team is planning to do, especially if he knows how to play it? And this guy did. He has a rank or experience level 10 character that it's kind of like that greeny earth elemental thing, which actually is really powerful. And what he ended up doing for most of the match was kind of controlling all the soldiers being sent from the towers towards our base, while I farted around getting myself killed, adding to his attacks. When there was no soldiers to fight, he'd go and attack the base. But, you know, for the most part, I really didn't know what I was doing. It would be nice for him to say, follow me, you know, or go and take that magic tower over on the left side. Things like that. And you just, at the moment, there's just no ability to chat in the game. It just seems silly. My first match against another player resulted in the game which they didn't even move and play at all, which either could have been because they abandoned the game while still letting it run, or somehow that person never actually connected to the match and allowed me a quick and easy victory. I had one match hang and get stuck in the loading, and even Control-Alt-Delete didn't help me get out of it. I had to actually shut the computer down. I'm not super computer savvy, but I pretty much know how to deal with problems and stuff like that when they come up, and I didn't know how to get out of that one. The AI is quite dull, that once you get its strategy, you'll know what it will do each and every time, which allows you to easily come up with your own strategy to counter it. So that's pretty much the negatives on the game. As for, of course this is my personal opinion, but the positives, I'm not really particularly interested in MOBA games in the past, and it just doesn't seem like my area of interest. But since this game is fused with two other genres, especially the real-time strategy, I didn't find it too bad. In some ways it sort of reminded me of a shorter, faster-paced version of Warcraft 3, in which the central aspect is your hero character. The latest patch brought in the usual bug fixes, but it also brought in music. The music gets added layers as the combat gets more intense, and surprisingly I actually like the music, since my tastes are quite diverse. It's calm and new agey for the most part. Bottom line of the game, I've watched a few other recent MOBAs and they look more interesting to me, such as Infinite Crisis or Smite. Probably because the themes actually work together in some fashion that is relatable or just makes sense. For me, this game is a quick, easy, mindless game that has multiplayer and rankings. I like the buying of items with your tokens, but this is, as far as I know, pretty much par for the course for multiplayer match games these days. It's fun for a little while, but honestly it's not a game I would recommend simply because of its simplicity, its graphics, and the game's quirkiness. I might play it for a bit more, but it's simply a forgettable game for me. Here is the conclusion of the match. This is a learning experience, as was playing this free-to-play MOBA game. Thanks for watching, guys.